All right, guys, welcome back to another video. It's your man Jay Will. So I wanted to test. I got a lot of questions on the video that I did with the ZTE Axon with Sprint not working in the second slot, and everybody said put it in the first slot. So what I'm gonna do, I haven't tested this yet, so I'm gonna go ahead and get the ZTE Axon here, and I'm gonna put the Sprint SIM card in the first slot. I'm actually just gonna put the Sprint SIM card in here by itself. I'm not even gonna put the other SIM card. I was gonna do the dual. I'll go ahead and put my T-Mobile one in the second slot because somebody asked about dual standby and all that. And so you can see here, there's my Sprint one, and I'm putting my T-Mobile one in here. And I'm gonna power it on. Let you look at everything right here as I power it on. There we go. Now I'm gonna power on. Got a little vibration, and there we go. And we're gonna look at this together, to see what happens if, in fact, it does work with Sprint in the first slot. Because that was a big question that everybody did. I apologize in the first video. I didn't really think about it until after I recorded, and I was like, you know what, maybe I should have switched the slots. But you got people out there who shoot the feedback to me, and I appreciate the feedback. So I'm doing another video just to see if it will work in the first slot. And then somebody asked about dual standby, so I'm knocking that video out too. But if it does work, I'm not going to pair this with mine because this is a work phone. This SIM card is for work. So let me see here. Data, SIM 1. Let's see here. Let's turn off Wi-Fi. Let's go into, there it is. So I've got LTE, what Sprint looks like. Dual SIM cards. So you see you got Sprint in the first one. And then you got T-Mobile in the second one. You can see right there. So let's go to setup now. And there it is. So the Sprint does work in the ZTE Axon. It just has to be in the first slot. And that's what it is. So I can switch the data from the Sprint, or I can leave it on the T-Mobile. So we're going to leave it on the Sprint. As you can see there, it just got full LTE for Sprint. I didn't have to do anything. So the dual standby does work. It's taking a second here to go back through. My T-Mobile just registered. The Sprint is picking up. There's the Sprint. There it is. So the first SIM card is Sprint, full LTE on the ZTE Axon, and the second one is T-Mobile. So for the data, you can choose which one you want to do. So the default SIM card shows T-Mobile right now. Let's switch to Sprint and see what happens. If any changes or anything happens, because the SIM card in the first one is Sprint, you can see, and it does have full LTE. So there it is. So again, my apologies for the first video, but the Axon 7 does work with Sprint, and it just has to be in the first SIM slot. So there it is. And I also tackled the dual standby for this phone too. Somebody had questions about the dual standby. There it is. So in these settings right here, you can see it asks you to ask each time. And that's the way I have it. Now, I'm not going to use this phone number, the Sprint number, because again, it's for a work phone, and I don't want to, mess with that at all. But you can see here, I got the Sprint set for the front, and there it is. Full LTE for Sprint with the ZTE Axon. This is an updated video. I'll be sure to have this linked to the other video that I did. And there it is, man. Problem solved. You guys were right. Everybody in the comments, they commented and said, hey, Jay, put it in the first slot. It should work, or did you try it yet? I've been responding to that comment all day, and I thought, man, before I lay it down, I was actually in the bed, and I was like, man, I just kept getting all these flooded comments. I said, you know what, let me just run downstairs real quick and put the Sprint card in the #1 slot, and boom, here it is. So let's do a test call real quick. I don't want to show phone numbers. And you can see it says SIM 1, SIM 2. So I'm going to press SIM 1, and I'm going to put it on speaker. Let's see if it's dialing out. Looks like it's dialing out. I don't know if it has to be set up with this phone or not, but I'm just kind of checking this test call. But it apparently needs to be in the first slot to pick up Sprint at all. So there it is. I don't know. So maybe I need to, with Sprint phones, you have to pair them to the devices and everything. So I don't know if that's what it is, but I'm not linking my business account to this Axon phone. So there it is though, it does work. You just need to have it in the first slot. Again, you go into settings and you go to the SIM card, dual SIM card settings, and there it is. Sprint SIM card does work and it's in full LTE. Can't stress that enough. You want to use the data over here, you switch them. You can only use LTE on one of the SIM cards at a time. It is not dual standby for LTE, but it is dual standby as you can see. So, boom, there it is. All questions solved, problem solved, all questions I've answered in this video. If you got anything else, put it in the comments. It's your man Jay Will. There's another one down. I appreciate the people in the other video that was saying, hey, put it in the first slot. It does work, but the Sprint phone, again, is for work. I don't use it for play. It's a straight up business account, so that's what it is. We already know the Verizon SIM card works in the first slot too. So there it is. Full LTE with Sprint, and also you can see the dual standby. All right, y'all. Peace.